My sponsor Rock Bottom is currently running a special deal. Head on over to rockbottomcoins.com and use code Zirksee at checkout for a 30% off your order.
The whole thing wobbin', wobbin', wobbin'. When I come around, got the whole thing wobbin'.
What's going on, guys? It's Zirksee coming at you today with another YouTube video, and today I'm going to be going over the best free 98 overall heroes to actually select that you can get for free from these solo challenges. If you guys have not played these solos already, personally, I definitely recommend you go ahead and do it, because honestly, I feel like we're going to be getting more free overall players. If you take a look at these solo challenges, they didn't add like a third section to do it. They just added them on to the first 15 solos that were in here, and then they added this one. Now, I think there might also be like a round 2 master, or round 3, or round 4 possibly, like maybe a Dak Prescott or something for round 4. That's my hope anyways. But I feel like they're going to do like the second round as well, and they might do another solo challenge. So I definitely recommend you guys get this done. Even if you necessarily don't want any of these players right now, get it done now, because you're going to be able to go ahead and maybe get, a second round hero you might want later. Now, before I get into the players I want to choose, first off, I want to say sorry I didn't get this video out earlier. I was actually gone today. That's why this video is going up later tonight. But I had a lot of people comment, and a lot of people ask me on Twitter, what's the best players to choose? And figured to make a video to help you guys out. Now, something I have to say, though, is that with these players, do not, please do not pick a player based on the fact that you want to get that set done. So if you guys want to get done, the Bruce Smith, do not just go ahead and pick Roquan Smith, just put him in the set, because you can't. You can't add these players into the Keyshawn Johnson or the Bruce Smith set. So please don't choose them based on the sets. Choose them on the players you actually want to use for your team. And that being said, let's get into it. Before I even start on the players, I do want to say this. I am going to be basing my best players to choose based off of other players already in the game and particular options you have at that variable, various position, and also like depth options in terms of, can you use 2 of these guys? Can you use 3 of these guys? Whatever. So first off, we are going to start with Roquan Smith. Now, personally, I feel like he might get a power-up, so I want you guys to keep that in mind when you're looking at this Roquan Smith card. Could he potentially get a power-up card? I feel as though he could, and of course, if he gets powered up, Roquan Smith, and will have 93 speed with a 95 excel. He will literally have the same exact speed in excel as Jalen Smith, which in my opinion is the best user middle linebacker in the game. But let's just say he doesn't get a power-up still. Only 1 less speed and 1 less excel. But he's got 3 more strength. He's got 3 more tackling, which is a 98. That's crazy. Player X very good. Big difference here is the block shed. He actually is good at block shedding. Jalen Smith, for me, he's got 80 block shed. He obviously cannot stop the run very well, but Roquan Smith can literally do it all. Not to mention, he's got a 97 hit power and a 91 zone. Now, a big thing for me with middle linebackers, or in general a user card, is agility. He's got 91. That is definitely pretty good. Catching is a 72, which is actually better than Jalen. He's 1 inch shorter, and his jumping is only an 85. So in my opinion, I feel like he's very, very close to being as good as Jalen Smith in terms of a user card. Jumping-wise, 7 less is pretty big, plus the 1 inch there. But besides like the jumping, block shed's way better. Overall, he is definitely the better overall middle linebacker. And if you guys run a 3-4 system, if you want to pair Roquan Smith with Jalen Smith, I definitely would say go ahead and do it. Next up is going to be Adrian Peterson. Now, I do think this Adrian Peterson card looks very, very solid, but the big issue that everybody has is Ricky Williams. Is a card that good that you need to put away your free card that you have and go out and pick this card up instead of picking someone else in order to do it? Now, if you have, say, a 2 running back system, Adrian Peterson might just be your guy. Of course, if you guys are maximum level 80, or even if you're not, you probably have 97, 96, whatever Ricky Williams. He's still an absolute beast of a card. My 99 Ricky does have some better stats than AP, but Adrian Peterson has 95 speed, 94 excel, 95 agility, 96 carries, 68 catching, 92 elusiveness, and of course crazy trucking at 98, and a 97 break tackle. Now also, if you have Saquon Barkley, you have a pretty similar card here as well, with the fact they have the same speed. Saquon actually has better acceleration, agility-wise, a little bit better, carrying's better, catching's way better. Zeke as well. I mean, just trucking and break tackle for Adrian Peterson, really. In terms of like spin and juke, he does have, let's see, 88 spin. So that's a little bit of an issue there with the spin move not being that great, but of course you can get that up with zone run. 98 juke movement and 98 stiff arm. I think he's definitely a great goal line back, a great overall like power halfback. But the only issue was that, in my personal opinion, I'm not gonna choose like an Adrian Peterson card when I already have Ricky Williams, I already have Zeke, I already have Saquon. And if you guys have the Rookie Premier Saquon, I would almost say to keep Saquon and just save the pick and use it for somebody else. But if you like to run a 2 running back system, maybe AP is your guy, or of course, Redskins team or an all-time Vikings team. Also forgot to mention the Cardinals, because he was on the Cardinals, and the Saints for a little bit as well. So you can go with him if you want. But next up is Quinn Nelson. Now, it's an offensive lineman, but this could be your end game left guard. This could literally be the final left guard you need, because this is by far one of the best left guards in the game. He's got 98 strength, 95 awareness, 95 pass blocking, 95 pass block power, 95 pass block finesse, 97 run block, 97 run block power, and a 97 run block finesse. Not to mention, he's got a 70 speed, 73 excel, or 80 excel, and a 73 agility. Not the flashiest pick here, but if you just want to solidify your left guard position for the rest of the year, honestly, I wouldn't blame you for picking Quinn Nelson just to kind of lock down a position. You won't need another left guard the rest of the year. Next up is going to be DeAndre Hopkins, and as you guys can see for DeAndre Hopkins, he looks pretty solid. I guess we'll compare him to Keyshawn Johnson here, and yeah, looks pretty good. He's got 94 speed, 96 jumping, 98 catching traffic, 96 spec catchy, 6'1", with a 95 medium route running and a 93 deep. Now, some people might be scared by that 94 speed, but of course, if you maybe power him up, be 95 speed. If you haven't put Sprinter on him, be 96 speed, plus John Madden be 97 speed. I mean, overall, it's a very, very good card. He's just not maybe the best deep threat, but he does have 94 agility, 95 accept. If DeAndre Hopkins doesn't have at least a 90 spin move, there's something wrong. Literally, the game versus the Cowboys with this man hit the spin move like 3 times was absolutely crazy. What's his spin move? 76? He's got a 76 spin move. Really? That's pretty crazy. He also has a run block of a 67. I definitely like DeAndre Hopkins' card, and also keep this in mind, guys. Going with a wide receiver like DeAndre Hopkins, you're basically shoring up one of your receivers the rest of the year, and he's a depth player. Even if you have a God squad, you have an amazing team, I'm talking you have 99s, whatever, DeAndre Hopkins can be your wide receiver 4, or your wide receiver 5 for just any reason, because if you're on 5 wide, he might get in there. One of your receivers gets tired, he's getting in there. I don't see the problem with going DeAndre Hopkins. And of course, Joey Bosa. Now, I do have one issue with Bosa, but honestly, it's a beastly card. The block shed only an 89 is my one issue with this card, but he's got 84 speed, 90 excel, 90 strength, 90 tackling, 97 play rec, and a crazy power move and finesse move. 97 power move and a 98 finesse move. Honestly, if you guys are going to pick up Joey Bosa, I would almost recommend to power him up, because then you would get his finesse move up to 99, put the right chems on him, you can get him 99 power move, 99 finesse move, get him up to 90 block shed, 85 speed, 91 excel. He's got a 91 strength as well. Catching's up 56, so we can catch some screen passes and potentially intercept them. Take it back to the house course with that speed, and a 91 hit power. I like Joey Bosa's card a lot. In terms of ranking, where would I put him? The block shed kind of makes me want to put him a little bit lower than even DeAndre Hopkins here, but if you need a left end and you want to just shore up the pass rush there, you got to be one of the best pass rushers in the game. And finally is going to be Jimmy Smith. Now, taking a look at Jimmy Smith's stats, he's a little bit on the slow side. Let's see if it's actually going to load up here, but he's got 93 speed with a 94 acceleration, so he's a little bit slow, but if you run a Tampa 2, definitely not bad. Also has a 95 agility and a 91 jumping. Take a look, though, at the press, the play rec, the man in the zone. 98. That is ridiculous. If you guys run a cover 2 scheme, Tampa 2, where he doesn't really have to go up the sideline, doesn't have to follow receiver, just kind of plays his zone, I would say Jimmy Smith is probably your pick here. I mean, the card's absolutely ridiculous in coverage. Not to mention 85 catching. He's got a 77 tackling, which is pretty solid. Block shed isn't that great. It's a 44. And, of course, hit power is going to be a 75. But if you need a depth corner there, Jimmy Smith is pretty solid. So if I had to rank these players, I would go with Roquan Smith, number 1, just because, in my opinion, he's a great user middle linebacker, and he's actually good in the run game as well. If he gets a power up, Yeah, this card is going to be absolutely ridiculous. Number 2, I'm going with DeAndre Hopkins, just because he's literally a great receiver, a little bit slow, but the rest of his stats are absolutely crazy, and of course you can use him as a depth position player. Quinn Nelson, I'm going with number 3, because you literally will not need another left guard the rest of the year if you want to go with Quinn Nelson. Number 4, might shock you, going with Joey Bosa here. 89 block shed is my one issue with this card, but in terms of pass rush, you're definitely getting a lockdown left end. Rest of the year, you don't need another one there. Be a little bit weary of the block shed. But number 5, I'm going to go with Jimmy Smith, just because he fits like great in a cover 2 scheme. He is a little bit on the slower side as well, but pretty good. And then the last person I'm going to go with is AP, just because the fact that we do have, Ricky Williams, and I feel like there's just a lot better options out there in terms of running backs, or maybe just, someone you might already have on your team for free. Might not be as expensive, but if you like a 2 running back system and you love Adrian Peterson for some reason, which I don't see, I can see why you love Adrian Peterson, obviously. And if you want the trucking of the break tackle, go for it. But I hope you guys did enjoy the video, and if you did, smack the like button, subscribe, and comment if this video did help you guys out. Let me know down below, and let me know down below what player you guys are going to be choosing. Personally, I am going to do solo challenges just to catch up on everything, but with the Cowboys team, probably not going to use these players, but I might pick someone for when I start doing the all-time teams, a bunch of different teams later in the year. Hope you guys did enjoy though. I'll see you guys next time.